Hi, today is 19th of May, and today I'm going to start a series of result analysis. Uh, Almost 60-70% results are already out for the March quarter. So it is Q4 FY24 for most of the companies. Uh, I'm going to start this particular series where I will, initial phases, I will be discussing on the IT sector companies. And also, I will try to highlight how, what the managements are guiding for. What is the road ahead? So, firstly, first a few videos will be focused into the IT sector, and afterwards, gradually take up various other sectors, and accordingly, like we will discuss uh, the road ahead from various management calls and the result also. So let's start today with the two key IT sector companies, their result analysis. So first, I will go with Infosys. Let me show you in my screen. So my first result, which I'm going to discuss, this is Infosys. Infosys posted weak Q4 FY24, and that is also in line with the management guidance and as market was anticipating in the same line. March quarter, Infosys posted 1% growth year-on-year basis on rupee term. But if we check, if you can see my screen, so if you can see my screen, the constant currency growth on year-on-year basis for March 24 for Infosys was absolutely flat. And on quarter-on-quarter basis, there was 2.2% degrowth. If you can see the gradual quarter-on-quarter like performance every quarter, the growth, constant currency growth every quarter, you can see it was in double digit, even 21% we can see in June 22, and gradually it has come down. And the market, the uncertainty of the market started prevailing. Interest rate issues, US market and European market had inflation problem, interest rate issues, and finally we have landed up here. Now the silver lining, let me tell you, the silver lining is we are almost at the end of the regime of rate hike in US, like as per the guidance of the US Fed. So US Fed has already indicated couple of rate cuts in this financial year FY25. So this is a hope. This is the hope. Inflation is under control up to a certain extent all over the world, and the rate cut, at least the arrest of rate hike, has given some relief. Still, things are not exactly in line, but it may take some time to get settled. तो सेटल डाउन होने में हो सकता है अगले 2 क्वार्टर लग जाए. तो what the management is saying, I'm just giving a small statement from the management, like everyone, like almost everyone is saying the near term uncertainty, near term hiccups, but in the long term views are absolutely intact. Maybe from the second half things will start becoming in line. So let's come back to Infosys result. What Infosys did, very important, is operating margin. Operating margin stood at 20.1% versus 21% last year same quarter. So there was almost 90 basis point compression in the operating margin. And if we see the performance segment wise, this then financial services segment registered a degrowth of 8.5% year on year basis on constant currency terms. For since December quarter, it has started in December 22 quarter, rather in December 22 quarter, we have seen single digit growth in the financial services sector. It has started contracting at that point in time. Then afterwards, there was a very sharp slowdown in this particular segment. So March 23 was flat, and post that we have registered, like we have seen, the companies have registered degrowth, severe degrowth, and it is still continuing. So for Infosys also, the shape is not different. In March 24, we have seen 8.5% year-on-year basis degrowth on constant currency term in the financial services segment. Retail, which was performing very good, but has started showing some slowdown since last quarter, that is December 23 quarter. And in the fourth quarter, Q4 FY24, we have seen some degrowth in the retail sector. So it is a point of concern. We need to have a check. Although retail is not a big performer, a big contributor, still it is in double digit. We can see the contribution. Retail sector contribution is 14% for Infosys. It is consistently around 14-15% for Infosys. But if we see financial services sector, which used to contribute more than 30%, has shrunk to 26% in this quarter. So there is a consistent degrowth and shrinkage in this particular sector. The retail sector, which was doing good, has started showing some slowdown. This is something we need to take care of. Communication had a problem for quite some time, and last quarter there was 8% degrowth, and this quarter, March quarter, it was 4.5% growth, but its actual growth was somewhere around above 25% in normal time. But for quite some time, it is showing some disturbances. And if we take this energy, utilities, and resources segment, this is also not doing good. For we can see for last 4 quarters, it is showing single-digit growth. For June quarter and September 23 quarter, we have seen single-digit growth. December quarter, it was almost flat, and now this quarter, it was 3.3% growth on constant currency sector. So the problem, severe problem, lies with financial services sector, but other sectors have also witnessed slowdown. Main problem was not only in financial service sector. Communication sector is has been facing this problem even from the even started before financial services sector. So communication vertical has also shown some slowdown. Financial services big problem, and now retail is giving some concern. The rest are okay, fine. Manufacturing, which there was a tremendous growth everywhere for all the companies, but now March 24 quarter, there is some slowdown. I will discuss on this particular sector, what is the road ahead, and financial services sector, specifically the road ahead, in my next video, specifically when we will be discussing on how the on the entire IT sector from the management take the road ahead. High tech did well after quite some time. There was a slowdown in last 4 quarters. To last couple of quarters, there was degrowth on constant currency term, but this time it was 9.7%. So is it a revival in this particular sector? We have to keep and watch. Life sciences sector, which has consistently gave very good numbers for quite some time, this March 24 quarter was not good for it. Others vertical, fine. And yes, this is very important, the guidance, the Infosys guidance. Infy guided. Uh, we have discussed several times, like right through the year, they kept on giving guidance for the exit year. So for FY24, from the month of April 2023, Infosys started giving exit 24 guidance. So, and we have seen gradual compression, or let's say gradual uh, narrowing target for Infy managed by the Infy management. So, revenue on constant currency term in April 23 said 4.74 to 7% growth on constant currency term in the top line. But in Q1 FY24, management has shown very conservative approach. They have taken 1 to 3.5% growth. In Q2, they said 1 to 2.5% growth. Then in Q3 FY24, they said they have increased the end, like the lower cap, but also lowered, but simultaneously lowered the upper cap as well. So 1.5 to 2% only. FY24 actual was 1.4%, marginally lower than the lower cap of Q3 FY24 numbers. So it was FY24 exit was 1.4% growth on constant currency term. But it is very low. Why? Because if we see FY23, then it was 15.4%. And operating margin right through the year, they say 20 to 22%. They kept their margin guidance similar, and exactly they did same 20.7% in between the given range, 20.7%. Now, in FY25, what the management is saying, I will discuss it later. But on straightway in 2-3 sentences, FY25 management said near-term guidance 1 to 3%. And for the operating margin guidance, what the management said, that is again 20 to 22%. That is again in the similar line with the last year. Let's see if how it pans out for the company. And one more interesting result I will discuss. This is why, like, this is really interesting. This Tech Mahindra. I will discuss why it is interesting. So let's have a very quick look at the Tech Mahindra numbers. Top line in INR term, big, like for full year March 24, there was a degrowth of 2%. And operating margin shrunk severe in a severe fashion at 6.2% versus 12.1% last year. If we check the quarterly numbers, 6% degrowth year-on-year basis in March 24 quarter, and operating margin shrunk to 5% versus last year 10%. So 500 basis point shrunk in the operating margin for Tech Mahindra. Now, very quickly, just have a check. Communication vertical. We know that Tech Mahindra is the specialized communication vertical player. They have witnessed a severe degrowth in this particular sector right through the year. And its contribution, communication verticals contribution after March 24 has shrunk to 36% only, versus its standard is 40%. Last year, same quarter, it was 40%. Now it is 36%. Contribution has come down. Manufacturing has grown all right. I said, like, across the sector, all the companies have done well in this particular vertical. So manufacturing contribution from manufacturing has grown from 14-15% to 18%. Good news for Tech Mahindra. Banking and financial services didn't have that big here and there. So 17%, like around 16% in March to now. Rather, it has 400 basis point, 40 basis point improvement from 15.9 to 16.3%. Now, if we check the constant currency performance, On year-on-year basis, there was 6.4% degrowth in March 24 quarter. In INR term, it is 6%, and constant currency quarter-on-quarter degrowth is degrowth is 0.8%. So we have witnessed 4 quarters of slowdown for this particular. Rather, it's more than 4 quarters. I would say it's for 6-7 quarters of slowdown for Tech Mahindra. And now, like initially, it has come down to low single digit. Now, gradually negative. Still, this quarter it was negative for Tech Mahindra. So, past performance is immediate past performance for the year was not that great for for Tech Mahindra and Infosys. This is the fact for most of the companies. TCS is an exception. I will discuss it later on. Now, for us, important is the road ahead. Companies like this, like these companies are like some of the IT companies. I would not say everyone. Some of the IT companies have corrected significantly. Some have moderately corrected, and valuation wise, some of the companies are favorable. So, what would be the road ahead? Very important. Whether it will take another 1-2 quarters, or whether it will take another 2 years to revive. That is important for us. So we'll keep a look in our next video. So till then, bye bye, and don't forget to subscribe my channel. Thank you for your valuable time. Thanks.